So this is the Windows Server 2012 R2 installation. First, open the VirtualBox, then click New, put a name. Then the type is Microsoft Windows. And for the version, select Windows 2012 64-bit. Then set the memory size of our virtual machine. Then click Next. Click the Create a Virtual Hard Disk Now. Then click Next. So here, we will choose a hard disk file type. So we choose VDI or VirtualBox Disk Image. In storage on physical hard disk, we choose fixed size. Then click Next. So this is for our file location and size. Our size, we set it to 51.84 gigabyte. Then click Create. Before we start our virtual machine, let's go to the settings of our virtual machine. So check the informations that we needed upon the installation. Go to the system and then processor. In the processor, change the one CPU to CPU. After changing the processor, go to the storage and the empty. After that, near the optical drive, click the blue circle, then choose a disk drive. Then, after that, we will direct it to File Manager. Inside it, look for the folder where you see the disk drive, and then after that, choose that or ISO file. Then click OK. After that, you can now will just gonna click next and install now. So here we will choose the Windows Server 2012 R2 server with GUI. Then here check the checkbox that says I accept. Then here select custom. Then here click new, apply. And click next. So here we will just gonna wait for the setup or the installation will be processed. administrator account, supply the password, and re-enter the password. Then click finish. So here we can enter our Windows Server 2012 R2 account or system. After installing the Windows Server, in the desktop of your Windows Server, go to the Network and Internet settings and click Change Adapters options. Then right click the Ethernet, select Properties, select Internet Protocol, select Properties, select the use the following IP address and supply the IP address that you want. In this example, we use 192.168.8.1 and its subnet mask 255.255.254, and then we have the default ID 192.168.8.2. Supply also the DNS server. We use 8.8.8.8. Then click the validate settings upon exit and OK, close. And this is how you check your new IP address. So in command prompt, type ipconfig. Then here it is. After configuring our network and DNS server, we will gonna add rules, which is the Active Directory Domain Services. So let's go to Server Manager. Wait for it to load. So we are now in Server Manager. Click Add Rules and Features. Click Next. Then make sure that the rule-based or feature-based instruction is selected. Click Next. Click Next. Then select the rules that you want to add. In here we added Active Directory Domain Services. Then click Next. In features, make sure that the group policy management is selected. Click Next. Click Next. So click Install. Wait for it to load before closing it. Click. So we are done on adding Active Directory Domain Services. Moving on, so we will gonna do the domain controller setup. In the above corner, we can see a flag icon. So we will gonna click the promote the server to a domain controller. So after that, the Active Directory Domain Services configuration wizard dialog window will open. So click add a new forest, then put the root domain name. So here we put group6.local. Then click next. So here in forest functional level and domain functional level, choose Windows Server 2012 R2. Then after that, put a password and confirm password. This is for the security. Then click next. So we will have a DNS warning. So click OK and click next. So the NetBIOS domain name is set, which is Group6. So click next. So here, leave it as it is, then click next. No, so there are a few informations here, click next. Click install. So after clicking install, we will gonna wait for a few minutes. Then after that, the VirtualBox or the file of the VirtualBox will restart. So let it reboot. So after this part, we need to sign in or to log in the domain that we created. So here we can see that there is Group6 administrator that we need to log in. So here it is. So after this, we can create users and group. So open Server Manager, then click Tools. Click Active Directory Users and Computers. Then we will be forward to Active Directory Users and Computers, where we can see the forest domain that we made earlier, which is the Group6.local. So here we will gonna make organizational unit, groups, and users. So the first step is right click the Group6.local, then click New, then click Organizational Unit. Provide a name of your OU. Here we put Group6, then we uncheck the Protect Container from Accidental Deletion. Then click OK. So right click the OU that we made, click New, click Group. So put a group name. So here we put ICTS. Right click again. We will make 3 groups in our Group6 organizational unit, namely ICTS, Accounting, and HRMS. After making groups, we will make 15 users inside the Group6 OU. So right click the Group6 OU, click New, click Users, then provide the information that is needed. So here we put Jenny, and then we put password. After putting a password, we will uncheck the user must change password at next logon, and then we will put a check on a check box on the password never expires. Then click next, then click finish. So after that, since I said a while ago that we will create 15 users, so we will make another users that has different names. So after making 15 users, we will gonna divide it to the 3 groups that we made. So Each group has 5 users. Along the way of the visual, you will gonna see the 15 users and how it is added to the groups. So here we created 5 users. So the 5 users will add to the group name ICTS. So first we added Jenny user, then Ali user. Just click add, then put the name on this field box, then click check names, then OK. So we have Jenny, Ali, Giselle, and Chris, and Lloyd. So click apply, then click OK. As we can see in ICTS properties, we have 5 members or 5 users. Then after that, we proceed to the 10 more users that we will add in the 2 groups, which is accounting and HRMS. So we made names on the users. The names came from our group members or the group members of Group 6. In making users, the process is still the same, just like what we did a while ago. So we created another 5 users. So we will gonna add those users in the accounting group. So we will double click the accounting group. So we will proceed to accounting properties. Then here under members, we can add the users that we created a while ago. Here we have Ace, Jane, Marielle, Maxpin, and Zam as the user names. So we will gonna proceed to the another 5 or the last 5 for HRMS group. So we will create another users. As we can see in the remaining 5 users, we use user 1, user 2, user 3, and user 4 as our user names since we lack of names already. So just like what I had said a while ago, the users or creating users and adding them in a group is still the same on what we did on the ICTS group and accounting group. So after creating 5 users, we have 15 users already, and the 10 of it were added to ICTS and accounting group. So here we will add the remaining 5 users that we created a while ago to the HRMS group. So here we have Nicole, user 1, user 2, user 3, and user 4 as our 5 users under HRMS group. So after this, we will check the groups that we created a while ago. So in ICTS, we have 5 users. In accounting, we have 5 users. And lastly, in HRMS, we have 5 users. So after creating users and groups, we will gonna set its permission. So in the organizational unit that we made, right click the Group 6 OU, then click Delegate Control, and we will be forward to Delegation of Control Wizard dialog window. So click Add, then we will add the 3 groups that we made a while ago: the ICTS, Accounting, and HRMS. Then click Next. Check every boxes that we can see here. So these boxes that we can see here are the permissions that we permitted to make in our groups. After that, click next. Then check everything before clicking finish. In our user's permission, we will just gonna use the same process in our groups. So we will add the 15 users here. In this part, as we can see, under users permission, we didn't check every boxes here. We just check some permissions that we think needed in our users. So after checking the boxes, then click next. That would be all. Thank you.